How's it going, everybody? This is PRW. Welcome back. So I wanted to discuss the Zelina Vega title win on SmackDown yesterday. First off, before I say anything, congratulations to Zelina Vega for winning your first championship in WWE. I'm sure it was a hell of a moment, and I hope your title reign is good. Before I even get into the meat and bones of this, everything I say in here, I am not saying against the competitor, like the actual person or people that I talk about. I have to I have to address this usually in the beginning so that people don't get it fucked up in the comments, because they usually do. And evidently in this video, somebody's going to say I'm attacking Zelina Vega's character in real life. No, that's not what I'm doing. I'm personally going to be, whatever I talk about is critiquing the talent. It's strictly that. So yeah, man, like, what are my thoughts? I mean, it's okay, I guess. It's the mid-card. It's for the U.S. title that hasn't been on any PLEs. Chelsea dropped the belt on a random episode of SmackDown. I mean, like, realistically, there's no reason to really care about it. Zelina Vega's, as a talent, is okay. As a wrestler, she's alright, I guess. I've always taken more merit for Zelina as a valet, mouthpiece, because she was able to get Andrade over at one point, and she has decent skills on the mic. So, but as a wrestler, I've never been like, wow, I've never been caught off guard by Zelina. I've never been particularly impressed with anything she does. It's just lucha and strong style. That's all she does. It's pretty much the same moveset as everybody else. And I mean, her as champion, what does this do for the belt? This doesn't elevate the belt. It doesn't make the belt more desirable for people to go after, or for casuals to care about. Say what you want about Chelsea Green. We know she's an SJW. We know she's a fucking whiny pussy on social media. She has talent. I will give her that. She's a good talker. She's got great charisma. She's hot. I mean, she's got everything you want, right? But even her holding the belt, like, she didn't do anything with it. The one thing I will give her, though, is she had that little Miss America kind of gimmick going, where she was, she was from Canada, and she was doing kind of like what Kevin Owens had done when he won the U.S. title fucking years ago at this point. At least there was a character there. At least there was a gimmick, right? What is Zelina's character? Because I asked this question because for most of your champions, they need to have some sort of gimmick. What is her gimmick? I mean, Zelina's gimmick is she's part of the LWO. That's pretty much it. Oh, but with Aleister Black coming back, they might pair them up together, even though it doesn't make any, that doesn't make any fucking logical sense. Also, another thing I feel like I failed to mention is that the mid-card belts never find their way to pay-per-views at all, or PLEs, whatever the fuck they call them now. I mean, when was the last time the U.S. title was defended on a PLE? I don't even think Chelsea had a PLE match for the belt this year, let alone, except for the debut. And now with Zelina Vega, is she going to compete every week on SmackDown for the belt? Or is she going to be able to get stories? I mean, Chelsea wasn't even given any storylines at all. None. Not even with anybody from NXT, potentially coming up to be a challenger for the belt, or anyone else on the roster. As far as I know, now look, I haven't been watching, so I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, then I am. They just set this match up to give Zelina the title. I don't remember Zelina having much momentum at all, so I don't know why they made that decision. It would have made more sense to put the belt on somebody that actually had any star power, or they could have just kept it on Chelsea until they were ready to do something, because I have not heard anybody like clamoring for Zelina Vega, at least on the IWC, because usually when the IWC is upset, they'll usually toss around a couple names. Usually, like the smart favorites and stuff. I didn't really see any of that for Zelina. So for her to grab the title it's not a great moment because it happened on a random episode of SmackDown. There was no story. It was just, all right, here's a match. You're going to win the belt. And then she cries on live television. Look, I understand. You get emotional. You have a title. I get it. But do that stuff in the back. I'm not a fan of wrestlers crying on TV, especially over the U.S. belt. Like, crying over a mid-card title is kind of crazy to me. Vince Russo said it best. It's a prop. The talent makes the title relevant. And you know damn well Zelina isn't going to make this title relevant. Chelsea did. I'll give her credit. But then again, how often did she defend the belt? Never. Did she have any stories for the belt? Never. I mean, she had a little rivalry with Mishin. Well, if you don't know who that is, that's Mia Yim. Going into Saturday night's main event. But then nothing came of it afterwards. Chelsea had the belt. And then as far as I didn't hear anything. I usually see it on Twitter or I'll see it on YouTube. There were no feuds. So why do you expect that to possibly change with Zelina? If they weren't going to give it to Chelsea, somebody who had a character, somebody who has great charisma and is very attractive, what are they going to give to Zelina to make the title relevant? As far as I'm concerned, both the U.S. and both the women's U.S. and IC belts are irrelevant. No matter, you need a big-time star to hold these belts right off the bat. That's why I was pitching for Rhea Ripley to possibly win the IC belt, and then possibly like Tiffany Stratton could have won the IC or the US belt. You need stars holding these belts first for people to initially give a fuck. Because if you have a big name like Bianca Belair, Rhea, or Liv Morgan holding the belt right off the bat, it'd be like, damn, okay, we got some star power here. We got something to care about. No offense to Chelsea Green, you are not a main eventer. You're a great upper mid carder. You're a great character, but you're not really a big star. You're not a seller. And for Zelina, has never been a big star, will never be a draw. So it's like, this really is the jobber belt, you know? When you had people clamoring for fucking Dakota Kai and Mia Yim to win the belt right off the bat, you knew this belt was going to be for jobbers. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope that Zelina has a good reign. I hope she does stuff with the belt to actually get people talking and get people to watch. But knowing Triple H's track record, knowing Road Dogg's track record, the head booker of SmackDown or whatever from the last time I saw it, it's not going to go too well. Again, I'll be optimistic, and I root for Zelina to have a good reign. I rooted for Chelsea, but they didn't give me anything there. But that's one thing about me, guys, is I usually root. I want wrestling to be great. But I don't really see this title reign doing much for the company. I mean, it's cool to have on your accolades, I guess, but it's going to be another forgettable reign, in my opinion. So this has been PRW. I'm trying to get on a better upload schedule going forward. So I appreciate you guys for checking in. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.